And I was dating this guy Gonzo, and one of his friends was named Roger. But for some reason, when I read it on somebody's phone, I was like, "Who's Roger?" Everybody died, and I was like, "Roger, Roger."
Oh my gosh.
Hey there. Welcome to Parties to Playdates. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Jess. We're here to fill your day with warmth and laughter.
Join us as we navigate the chaos and joy of everyday life.
We're all about sharing real-life moments with a dash of humor and practical tips.
So grab your coffee and settle in for a cozy chat.
Because here, every moment is a story worth sharing.
No topic is off limit.
And every listener is a friend.
Let's get this party started. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Kendall.
What's going on?
Not too much. I'm kind of enjoying your weather out
so
here.
Nice.
A little breeze. Don't mind the noise if there's a little breeze in the background, guys. Or a sweet little dog across the fence. You might hear him too.
Yes, we need to find out his name.
We're going to call him Roger.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It made me think of when I was younger in high school. My friends are going to laugh at this one. And I was dating this guy Gonzo, and one of his friends was named Roger. But for some reason, when I read it on somebody's phone, I was like, "Who's Roger?" Everybody died, and I was like, "Roger, Roger."
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
I love that. Roger always makes me think of this New Girl episode.
Oh, so good.
Where Nick and Jess are inviting their friends to like a Thanksgiving. Then it like cuts back to a scene where him and Jess are creating the card, and he's like, "Oh, I love that little guy." He's like, "I'm gonna name him Roger." And it's like this little digital dancing turkey. But
I love it.
It's a great episode.
I love
All
New Girl.
New Girl episodes are fabulous.
Agree. So what did they say, do, ask this week?
This week, Andrew's been asking for spaghetti. We made a rule a while back that I can only make homemade, legit from scratch spaghetti sauce because once you have that, it's really hard to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew said, "I will never go back." So finally, I made this delicious spaghetti. And my kids, when they're out of school for break or whatever, they just roam and wander. They have no schedules. They just eat whenever. And so my youngest, who's 13, he is in the kitchen and I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Because he was kind of hovering over the counter and he was making like a really weird motion. It almost seemed like he was just eating spaghetti straight out of the pot.
My kind of man.
And I said, "Son, are you eating cold spaghetti out of the pot?" And he says, "No, I'm eating a spaghetti burrito."
What?
And I said, "Like you put spaghetti in a tortilla?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then he kind of rotates and he's literally taken the spaghetti, stuffed it in a tortilla. And that's why he was making such a weird body movement, is because he was leaning over to stuff the burrito in his
That
mouth.
is so interesting to me.
And I was like, I guess that works. Then I got to thinking, well, it makes sense. Like you serve bread with spaghetti. And my kids will like just pile the spaghetti on top of the French bread and eat it like that. So a tortilla is actually a much more efficient way to get a huge bite of spaghetti in your mouth. So
That is so funny.
today's recipe of the week, guys, spaghetti burritos.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it.
For the hungry boys that need food now.
And can't bother with utensils.
And I'm going to be honest, I never got to the bottom of it if he was actually eating it cold or not. But
I mean, I eat cold spaghetti. Do you?
No.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
Do you eat cold pizza?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. I prefer to air fried pizza though.
So does
to
Ryan, and I'm
reheat
just
it.
like
It just
savage.
crisps everything and warms it up. But Andrew actually loves sitting on the counter lukewarm. It was there last night pizza.
Oh, I could do it too. That's so funny.
I'll eat that too if I'm really hungry, but I prefer heated up spaghetti. There's something about like a cold tomato sauce that is not my favorite. So what about you? What did they
That's funny.
say or do this week?
So we were riding bikes. We were randomly talking about the Kardashians, and Ryan's like, "Yeah, Kourtney Kardashian, I think, is the hottest. Like she's always been my girl." I was like, "That's so funny." I was like, "She just had a baby not so long ago with Travis Barker," and I was like, "Oh, speaking of Travis Barker, he's a vegan." And Ryan's like, "Oh, cool. So I'm gonna start saying, oh, that person's a carnivore." And we were like going back and forth, but then Ryan randomly was like, "Yeah, can you still?" He's like, "Can you still believe that Travis Barker was on an airplane crash like a long time ago and was like 60% of his body was covered in like third-degree burns or something. Like it was, and he survived. Yeah, crazy. I don't even know if those are the right facts, so don't quote me on that.
We'll fact check you
We're going to be
later.
fact checking. But, and then I was like, oh, I wonder how his tattoos look. Cause he's like blasted in tattoos head to toe. And I was like, I wonder if they're all morphed, but you can't really tell like on pictures or whatever, because tattoos, you can't see that close. So maybe they just look fine. I don't know. And then I was like, well, at least it wasn't his face, because that's a problem. Like, like that really sucks. Like if you have some severe damage done to your face, you can't really cover that up as much as you can cover a lot of your body. And then I was like, Ryan, I would tell you that you need to divorce me and leave me if I burnt my face that badly, or if I like, had a horrifying bad injury to the face and like it was fucked up. You have to leave me. You can't, I was like, you can't wake up to that.
Yeah.
I was like, what would you do? And he's like, ah! We started laughing. Yeah, he's like, because my memory's bad, I'd probably forget.
Every morning.
Yeah. And then we were like, 51st dates it. But then I was like, no, seriously, Ryan, like I would not let you live like that. It would be just too horrible for you to like remember how I used to look like. You should not have to deal with that. You can leave me. And he was like, well, if that happened to me, I'm never leaving you, and you have to stay with me.
I expect you to stay with
and
me
he goes,
forever.
and then when I die, I'm coming back and I'm haunting you. You're never allowed to sleep with anybody. You're never allowed to go on dates. I will haunt you till you die. And I was like, oh, geez. And I was like, I wonder what Jess and Andrew would say.
What's funny is we kind of had a similar conversation about this, where Andrew brought up if he ever gets in like a severe accident or something and is basically like on life support, or not able to just function as like a normal human being,
vegetative state.
Yeah. He said, babe, he's like, I don't want to make you live like that to where you have to like just take care of me in a hospital bed for the rest of your life. And he's like, I can't do that to you. He goes, so if I'm in a state where you have a choice, like you have to decide to like let me to continue just lay there and just live in a vegetative state or pull the plug. He goes, I need you, give it a year and then pull the plug, because I'm not going to make you live like that forever. And I was like, oh man, I was thinking only like 3 to 6 months.
I was like, a year's a long time.
I was like, a year's kind of a long time. Is that bad? He goes, oh, that's even better. And I was like, listen, I'll give you 3 months. And if there's any signs of like, maybe you'll come out of it, like if you wink at me one day or like move your finger, I'll give you another 3. And then if still nothing has changed, like if there's not progress in the 3-month time frame, you're done.
Yeah.
Like I'll pull that plug all day, babe.
That's when you said a year, I was like,
he's like, that's fine. And so I said, well, I was like, what about me? Like, what if something happens to me and you have to like wipe my butt for the rest of my life because I can't do it anymore? I was like, I'm going to need you to stick around and do that. He was like, absolutely not.
He's like, no, bitch, diapers.
He's like, I'm out. And I was like, what? You said what you wanted. You said you wanted me to pull the plug. I'm telling you, take care of me. Love me forever.
That's so funny.
That's funny because it's like another reason me and Ryan are similar and you and Andrew are similar.
I can't even tell you
like,
the
just leave me. I'm done. So it was really funny. I'll be honest. I've never had to face a situation like that, so I can't really say how I would feel.
Oh, me too.
In those situations, it is fun to joke about and make jokes and be like, I'm only going to give you 3 months,
yeah,
not
no,
a year.
I
kind
totally
of thing.
get it.
But it is kind of interesting to think about kind of where you believe your limits might be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's funny that you guys had a similar conversation.
Yeah, ours is literally like in passing because he would like go faster than me on the bike and then like start slowing down.
It's hard to have a conversation on a bicycle, so I'm kind of impressed you guys even accomplished that whole conversation on bike.
Yeah, and that was just like a sliver of the things we talked about. We talked about so much on this bike ride. It was actually a lot of fun. All right, let's talk about some stuff for the new year. So, New Year's going on. Everyone's doing goals. Last episode, we talked about our one word for the upcoming new year. Mine was give and giving, and yours was two for one.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Super awesome. Project and project.
Yeah.
What about goal setting? Are we doing any? Are you doing any? Have you talked to anybody about it?
Obviously, with my one word theme, There's certain projects that I want to do. I've got some couch pillow projects.
Nice.
Because our dog, when he was little, decided to chew the corners, just the corners, off of all of the pillows on our couch. There is like 24 pillows that have been...
That means there's so many corners.
that have been chewed. And I finally found some beautiful fabric. I have these huge rolls of fabric that I bought because it was like the industrial... It's super wide. Like it came on a roll. Like
You bought the whole roll.
Well, I bought a lot of yards of it because I'm going to do some curtains too.
Oh, cute.
So I need to set a goal so I can be like, I want them done by this date, which maybe the Super Bowl would be a good
date Are you guys going to do a Super Bowl party? Have you talked about that?
If the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, we will 100% do a Super Bowl party. And that would be fun to have.
That'd be so fun because I missed your last
pillows one. And some nice, beautiful curtains.
Are we going red for the Chiefs?
Well, no, we don't.
I'm just curious.
We don't decorate our house like that, Kendall. I will put up some red streamers and some decorations for the party. So yeah, and then I have artsy projects that I really want to work on. Some stuff where you work with clay
Ooh,
to
I
do
love
kind
clay.
of like a sculptural art element of a resin piece.
Ooh.
And then you can kind of like mix a little bit of painting.
Ooh.
So I have some fun ideas. And then I feel like I'm always just working on eating better because I want to be healthy and I want to feel good and I want to look good. And so food is required.
We have to do it.
In that equation. It's just part of it. And the older that you get, the harder it is to change your body and to affect the way that it looks. But food is powerful. And food can affect your body in so many ways. I haven't come up with too many lofty goals. I do like to make a list of things that I kind of want to do during the year.
And kind of just like mark them off.
Yeah, like maybe an experience I want to do or somewhere I want to go or something I want to do with my kids or, you know, just different things like that. I do have some things from previous years that I haven't done that I still want to do.
Ooh, that's cool to keep it.
Yeah.
From prior years.
But I also love the idea of read 100 books this year.
Oh, yeah.
Or
those people are gnarly.
Or go to this many. I don't know when people are spending time like where.
How do you read this much?
Where they're reading. I love reading, and when I get a good book, like I can just go for hours reading it. But so many times when I've tried to read, I will literally have the book in my face and every one of my kids will come and speak to me while I'm reading the book. And I will aggressively set it down and be like, yeah, what did you need? I want to say, does it look like I'm not doing anything right now?
You're like, what does it look like I'm doing?
Because to you, reading might not be important or it might not be something you care about. And you might feel like your question is the most important thing right now, which it normally is not. The topic is usually like, could we get ice cream on Wednesday?
So funny.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I'm like, how aggressive do I need to be to make them understand? Like when you see me sitting somewhere quietly reading a book, don't interrupt me unless it's very important right this second. If anybody out there has done these reading challenges, can you let us know when and where you're reading? Are you reading on your phone? Like, are you doing audiobooks or just the digital books where you don't have to bring the book with you? Are you doing it just like standing in the grocery line? I don't know.
I feel like those people are super aggressive, just like pulling a book out in the grocery store line.
Yeah, I feel like I have to like focus, so I pay attention to the story. Or I'm just going to get lost.
I'd pay attention to what Maverick's doing in the grocery store 2 days ago, or he was on the belt. He somehow got out of the shopping cart, and I turned around. They were like, oh my God. He was sitting on the freaking belt.
I love it.
So
he's like, groceries go here, I go here.
I literally was dying.
He was probably following an avocado.
He
like,
was.
my avocado!
I died. So yeah, I don't know how anyone else paid attention to anything else.
I love that. That is amazing.
It was so funny. I couldn't wait to tell Ryan. I was like crying, laughing. I was like, first off, this is hilarious. Secondly, please don't kick me out of Publix.
That's the best. My kids have never done that, but I would not put it past them.
I don't know
when they
how he
were
got out. He
little.
like shimmied. He doesn't even know how to like pinch the belt open.
Yeah.
And I think he just like shimmied out somehow and then just crawled up. It blew my mind.
That's amazing.
Books. Man, I could barely even get a book out of a few years. I mean, that's how hard it is for me to sit and read because my eyes close and then they stay closed.
And then you're asleep. What about you? How are, I know you have your marathon goal
Yes.
that's coming up.
Very soon.
So how's
What's
that
today,
going?
the 5th? I think it's in like 20 days, 21 days. Oh my gosh, 3 weeks. Woo! It's going really good, actually. I'm pleasantly surprised on how this training block is going.
You're running a lot. Like, it's time consuming.
It is so time consuming, and I thank Ryan profusely for that, because when I'm like, oh, I'm training for a race, he knows like, okay, now that we have Mav, he's going to be the one to have to watch him unless I take him on my shorter runs. But anything longer than like maybe 40 minutes running with Maverick, he doesn't care to be in the stroller that long. He starts to cry and he wants out, which I get it. I wouldn't want to do that either.
How far are you running at a time, and how long does that normally take you?
So right now, my miles go from like 9 minutes to like sometimes 11 minutes if I'm pushing the stroller.
Mm-hmm.
So they vary. So I'm training with 2 other girls who just started running not too long ago, actually. So when they were like, yeah, let's do a marathon, I was like, oh God, I thought I'd never do one again, but here we go. It's another goal. And I love setting goals like that because I get like super invested into something like that because I love running. And I love the high of races.
Well, and I imagine being able to like train with other people that have the same goals is so nice, because
it's so nice.
on the days you're like, I don't feel like running 15 miles today. And they're like, you ready to go?
That was me, yesterday? That was me yesterday. Yeah. I was in my head being like, what kind of excuse can I use? Like, I'm so tired. I am tired. I'm not feeling well. I have a congested chest. My nose is running like this. And it was like, 40 degrees? It was so cold yesterday morning that I was like, this is going to get me sick again. I don't want to do 15 miles in the cold at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's
So, but you're right. If it was just me, I would have gone back to sleep and been like, okay, I can do 15 miles later and like maybe get it done. But with other girls who were like so into it is so nice. And it's been like such a breath of fresh air for like my own training, because I love running so much. And then I kind of fell off after Maverick when I finally started like, oh, I'm going to run again. I like couldn't. It felt so different. Like everything about it was so different. And meeting them and them wanting to do it and really, really enjoying it, like helped me fall back in love with it again. So it was fantastic. We're doing like 4 runs a week, like 4 smaller runs. So usually like a 3 mile, a 4 mile, a 6 mile, or something along the lines of that.
Okay.
And then on Fridays or Saturdays, we do our long runs. So we just did 15 yesterday. That took us a little over 2.5 hours of just straight running. Every week, you're supposed to kind of like go up in mileage. So your body's used to running so many miles. And then like your long run, breaks all that muscle down. Like then you can rebuild that again and keep going. We did 10 for our long run, and we started building more. So we would do, I think we did like 12. We did 10 another week. We did 18. We did a big jump to 18, which was really great. That was a really fun run. And then we just did 15 yesterday. And then this week we're doing 20.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's so far.
It is so far. Cause
you posted your map the other day on your story, and I was like, this is a really big loop, but it's 15 miles. And around here, I feel like the distances we drive are really not that, like we drove like 6 miles, 4 miles, 3 miles. Like it's a kind of a small community, So like a 15-mile loop is substantially big.
You have to
just for a drive in a car, let alone for running that.
Oh, totally. You have to get so creative. Like through our run yesterday, it was like, so we're not going to make 15. So we're going to have to do like another 1.25 miles. So where do you think we should like dive down somewhere in Hammock Bay? Like one of the random things. We're like, yeah, let's do that. Or like, let's go around the sports complex and then go back down to 20. We had to be like so creative just to get to 15 miles before we went back to the car, because once we get to the car, I'm not going to keep going. going.
Yeah.
I'm getting in that car and going home.
You guys don't give yourself the chance to pass the car 3 or 4 times because it's
Nope.
way too easy to be like, we're done.
Oh, there it is. There she is. Let's get in and go. I'm so excited because my first marathon, I hit like exactly 5 hours and like, I want to say maybe like 7 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be doing like a 4.5 hour, which is like a huge gap in cutting down time.
Yeah.
But I know we can run the whole time, and I'm so excited for it. It's like ridiculous.
That's awesome.
I'm so amped. Yeah.
Running for 5 hours straight.
I
What
know.
does that feel like?
I know. I don't even think of it
I
like
don't
that.
want to know. I'm never going to find out.
I have never thought of it like that, but when I say it, I'm like, oh my God. And
Marathons are legit.
they're
Like,
so
they're a challenge for sure.
It's all mental. It's not definitely all mental, but a lot of it is mental because, man, our bodies are capable of doing so much.
Yeah.
But it's our mind that stops us from a lot of the things that we're capable of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my big goal right now is finishing that. And then the rest of the year. So my next goal, I don't think I've told you, but I've talked to Ryan a little bit about it because I was like, oh, I wonder what Ryan's going to say. Because the things I bring up, like my ideas that I bring to Ryan are either I get a reaction of one or two ways. Like, oh my God, that's such a great idea, babe. Definitely go for it. Or like, whoa, let's not do that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like you can do it, but like he's questioning me. And so I'm always like, am I capable of doing something like this? Or is that way out of line? And the next one I was like so nervous to be like, hey, I think I want to try like a triathlon.
Oh.
I know. And he was like, all right, you got it. And I was like, you really think so? He's like, fuck yeah, you do. And I was like, okay, thanks. But I don't know. I don't think my next goal is going to be a full triathlon. It'll be like, they're called sprint triathlons, so they're smaller.
Okay.
Because I was looking at some of the races for like the smaller triathlons, and it says, it's not 2 miles. It's way less. I want to say it's like a quarter mile of a swim. So it's like
that's
way,
nice.
it's way easier. But I'm also in my mind like, oh my gosh, that's still like what? Is that like an hour of swimming?
That's still a ways.
That's aggressive.
I don't even know.
Yeah, think of like an hour of just straight swimming. I mean, I could like way back in the day when I like loved to go surf, and I'm putting that in quotes, like I would like go longboard and just play on baby waves.
Yeah.
But I could paddle for an hour, but I don't know about swimming.
Yeah.
So that's like my biggest goal right now is to get in that pool and try swimming.
And are you, so for around here, would you do one that's like swimming in a pool, or would it be swimming in the Gulf?
It's swimming in the Gulf.
Ooh, that's fun too.
I know. Eek.
Eek.
Eek. All those sharks.
Just sharks and dolphins and jellyfish.
All the
and
things.
All the
But
wild animals.
I don't think it would be one over here. I think I'm going to do one either in California when we visit next, or...
Isn't there bigger, scarier
I
sharks
know.
over there?
I know. Ew. But it's darker, creepier water. Just
I was
kidding.
gonna say.
But no, they don't have any small triathlons over here. They
okay.
do the Ironman 70.6. I think it's that. I may have just screwed the numbers up, but it's like a big Ironman. Like it's
Ironmans are
huge.
serious.
And it's here in the Gulf, and it's in Panama City Beach. But
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I would
Yeah.
crumble.
Is it funny that one of the things that would deter me from doing a triathlon, minus the whole running part, I don't want to get my hair wet that often to practice swimming, because I only wash my hair like once every 7 days, and it's exhausting to blow dry it and all that stuff. And the idea of having to like consistently get my hair wet.
Oh my God, totally. And I'm not even kidding you. Also, I just said same when you said I wash my hair once every 7 days. I do too, and I sweat a lot, and I know you do too from the gym. But like my running hair is so gross. Like after it's literally like soaking wet. So I feel like that's me every day anyway, and I still only wash like once every 7 days, and it's really gross. But it's after my big run, so like I just washed my hair today.
It looks fabulous.
I didn't even brush it. I just I like put a towel through it and walked out. Remember when I had dreads? I would never have even thought about doing any type of swimming with the dreads, because they'd be moldy. They would have never dried.
Yeah.
And so now I guess it's exciting.
So with all of your racing and all your training and stuff, how do you recover from that? Because I feel like my body would be trashed after an 18-mile run, especially doing them week after week and all the stuff in between.
Yeah, so after all my big runs, I get home and I instantly get into like a super hot bath. with like Epsom salt or like bath bombs, and I massage my legs and my feet at the same time, and then it usually helps like tremendously. And I also just love baths. That's like my number one self-care thing is if I am like upset, if I'm sad, if I don't know what to do with myself, or if I'm just like, I don't know what's going on in my world, I literally jump in a bath and I just sit there, and I'll usually throw a face mask on as well,
Ooh.
because why not, sitting there, right?
Exactly.
So good. That's like my biggest.
I put on a face mask today before I came over here.
Oh,
I was like,
lovely.
man, I feel like my pores just need a little bit of love today. And I'm not
Yeah.
great at consistent face care.
Yeah.
I
That's
wish
a huge thing.
I wish I was that girl, but I'm not. One of my kids had got me a whole set of face stuff for Christmas.
That's
And
sweet.
2 of them were the peel-off ones, which I don't know why those are so satisfying to me.
Oh, they're so satisfying. It's
But
like glue on your skin.
I kind of love them. Although whenever I put them on, I realize the hairs on my like temples are so close to my eyebrows. And I'm like, why is my face so hairy just right in this one little
That's
like
so funny.
2-inch section? Because those peel off ones always get stuck in the hair part. Once again, I was reminded of how hairy my face was. So I was hanging out just waiting for it to dry. It said, don't put it on your lip. And I was like, too late
now.
I love the under eye patches that just like moisturize that part of your skin that doesn't get any love. Sometimes Andrew will totally snatch some of those for me too and wear them around.
I love it.
He's like, I love a good under eye moisturizer.
I love him. That's so funny. We do go get pedicures, me and Ryan. Ryan loves a good pedicure. And I do too, obviously, because my feet get a beating. And my toes, man, my toenails are so ugly. 24/7. I'm not even kidding you. Like the nail part itself. This is probably TMI for everybody listening. No one's ever going to want to see my feet. And we are definitely not selling feet pics of mine.
We're posting a photo of her feet
They're so
on the show
ugly.
notes, guys.
And it's always like the tips of my toes that are just like shredded for some reason. But my toenails are just not cute. Like one of them goes straight up that I swear to God it fell off the other day. And I was like, Ryan, I'm surprised it lasted this long. Like it should have been gone years ago.
Pedicures by professionals are amazing, but what I love even more than the pedicure part is their amazing massage chairs. I swear it's half the reason that I want to go there is because you're going to give me this nice rolly massage on my back while you rub my feet in like hot water. Ooh. And it's so soothing and
all
relaxing.
The good smells.
Yeah.
I like all the smells at a nail salon.
Yeah. I feel like if you go to ones that have good ventilation, it's not bad. There's other ones that I feel like that are small and you're like, we're all dying of cancer.
That's why they wear like face masks sometimes.
We are not going to make it out of here alive.
Yeah.
Andrew loves a good pedicure too. And what's funny is the ladies treat him
oh my God, like a god, huh?
So nice.
Yeah. What the hell?
They are super, like, they're nice to me too, but I feel like they kind of go over the top. Like, they're like, are you comfortable? Are you fine with a man touching your feet? Or would you like a woman to touch your feet?
Oh my God.
They let you choose your
They've
gender.
never given Ryan or I.
And I was like, what is this? Why am I, like, I don't care. I'm there for the foot massage and the back massage. But it was so funny the first time we went to this one. They were so over the top about it. And I was so confused what was going on. And it was really funny because he does not look like he belongs in a salon.
Oh,
because
no.
he looks like a Viking getting a pedicure, and it's very entertaining to watch. But he loves it, and he always will come out and be like, oh my gosh, look at how amazing my feet look, which he has great feet for a dude. Like they're not all crusty and gross and lumpy. Like he has very soft, nice feet with decent toes. And he's like, I don't know why we don't do this more often.
So funny.
I'm like, now you know why I want to do this more often, because it feels great afterwards and it's so just relaxing and nice.
All the good things, but you're so right. They do treat, I don't know all men, but maybe just our husbands like they're gods. But there was one time we went, and of course, like they're like, "Oh, can I get you something to drink?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like some bubbly or wine or whatever you have." They're like, "Okay, great, here you go." Ryan orders the same thing, and then like we both finish at the same time. They're like, "Oh, sir, here's some more wine for you," and I'm like, "What about me?" And Ryan's like, "No, not for you, for me." But they like literally were trying to get him drunk. They like kept going back, and he would literally just be like, holding his glass up for
Oh
more. It was
my
like,
gosh.
oh my God. It was so funny. He's
That's
like, this
amazing.
is the best. I was like, I'm sure it is.
That's amazing.
I know. And Ryan's so funny. He only chooses when they're like, they hand him the brochure. They're like, oh, what package do you want? What spa do you want? And he literally like sits and like reads it. And I'm like, just say A, B, C, or D. Go by the price. I don't know. But he'll literally look for whatever one has the scrub. Like he wants them to like scrub the hell out of his legs.
Oh, that's funny. That's what he's looking for.
That's exactly what he's looking for. And it's usually some like volcano name or something. And that's what he goes for. Yeah, every time.
I think Andrew, he did one that had like the paraffin dip. I'm kind of on the fence about that one. Sometimes I'm like, this is nice. And I'm like, God, my feet, it's burning.
Right? Like,
and
ow.
And it's so ridiculous because they'll be like, oh, is that okay? And I'll be like, I feel like at that point, your foot is already submerged in the hot wax and you can't be like, no, take it off.
Right?
My foot is burning. You just have to suck it up and wait for the wax to cool down because
that's hilarious.
That's the process. That's how it works. So every time they're like, is that good? I'm like, ah. Yeah, it's great.
This is fantastic.
Because I'm like, just gonna cool down, and then they'll squeeze the bag to get the liquid to surround your foot, and it'll just like sear another part of your foot. And you're like, oh no, that's good. Just no need to mix it around. It's fine. Everything's covered.
That's so funny.
What have you been cooking this week?
I don't even know. It's been like every man for himself here.
Scrounging.
Literally.
Scrounging. It's what's for dinner.
Honestly, it's been like super easy, really simple. Just a lot of salads. Honestly. Yeah. And we've been doing a lot of like random.
I know when I came in today, you had the ginormousest salad bowl ever. And I was like, is this like a vegan size salad bowl? Is this what she would eat out of? Or was it just a salad that you made and you're like, I'm not getting an extra bowl?
That is my salad bowl every time I have a salad. Yeah. Like if you asked Ryan, like, oh, what does Kendall eat a salad in? It's either that, the red one, or the blue one.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. It was... Guys, it was big. It was like a serving. It was like for a family of four. It's a family of four salad bowl that she was 100% eating.
But I'll eat the whole thing.
I've just done some random stuff, like some tacos, some French dips. I did Andrew's yummy spaghetti that he loves so much, which I love that. I like that recipe because it's super tasty and I can make a huge pot of it in the morning and just like throw it in the crock pot. We'll put that one in the notes for everybody.
Party people. Jess and I both had some goals. Hers were more creative, more artistic. Mine was more, well, I only had one, but I definitely want more. So if you guys want to set some goals for yourself, some that you may want to share with us, we would love to hear it. Throw some comments, send an email, call us, text us, whatever. You probably have that information, but let us know what you guys are going to do. We would love to hear what you guys have to say.
We hope you guys have an amazing week, and we're not going to see you.
No.
We're not going to talk to you, but you guys can leave messages and talk to us.
Yeah, we're around.
We'll respond, guys. Leave
a
message.
We love you.
And that, party people, wraps up another delightful episode of Parties to Playdates.
We hope you're leaving with a smile, a story, and maybe a tip or two.
Remember, life's journey is better shared with a friend.
And we're so grateful to be part of yours.
If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to rate and subscribe to our show.
Your support keeps our community growing and our stories flowing. We want to hear from you. Please send us your thoughts, ideas, and questions to partiestoplaydates@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Parties to Playdates.
Until next time, keep embracing the chaos and finding the joy.
Take care and stay connected, party people.
Bye for now, and don't forget to laugh a little extra today.
Bye.